It messes up the YouTube video, so if you can't hear us, you can't hear our speaker, we do have the microphone available, so just let me know, and we're happy to switch in, and probably, there are way more of you here than watch the YouTube video, so that will probably be the most important that you all hear what we're doing today, so welcome everyone, again, we're excited to see you here. Just another update, you were probably expecting to see John Lanier. He is under the weather, so we are very fortunate that we have another great program for you. So we'll introduce that shortly. And as Dr. Killebrew is making his way up to give the invocation, please keep Dr. George Henry's wife in your thoughts and prayers. She is in the hospital, and also George Bailey, he's in the hospital as well. So we just remember those situations. Dr. Killebrew.
Bow our heads. Heavenly Father, we pause today to give thanks, and yet we scarcely know where to begin. We give thanks for the circumstances of our birth. We realize that this was a gift by your grace alone. We look around the world and realize that it could have been oh so different for us. But we were born in a land unscarred of ravages of war, famine, and everything else we read and hear about. Give thanks for food on our table, which we take for granted. Absent the circumstances of our birth, it could have been oh so different. Bless this food to our use and us to thy service. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Please join me in pledge allegiance.
Let's allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, it's my pleasure to introduce our guest today. When you call your name, you just put your hand up or stand up so everybody can recognize where you are, please. Our new school superintendent, Ms. Rachel Hazel, guest of Trip 10. New local scouter, Ms. Kendra Lopez, guest of Trip 10. Ms. Marianne Lovejoy, guest of President Handler.
Here. The volume, okay? Okay, a few birthdays to announce today is David Skinner's birthday, and then Ted Beeson has a birthday on August 24th, so happy birthday, Ted. Club member anniversaries, Charles Ferguson, I think we announced this last week, but 14 years on August 18th. Morris Jones, 23 years on August 22nd. Carrie Boggs will have 6 years on August 22nd as well. And then Rod and Karen Thompson will have 8 years on August 24th. So we're glad you're all with us today. Jake Jones will have 20 years on August 25th. So lots of club member anniversaries. So that's very exciting. And wedding anniversaries. Lisa and Darren just celebrated 34 years on 18. Congratulations. And Brent and Terry Gibbs will have 17 years on the 25th. So congratulations, happy birthday, happy anniversary. A few club announcements. We do have a board meeting immediately following this meeting, and it's a great way to have club makeup. So look forward to seeing you as soon as this meeting is adjourned. And Scott Lambda has an update on what?
Great.
Scott.
Does everybody know what this is? It's a yard sign, right? Okay. So we made a bunch of these. Last year, if you remember here, we put many of them along the thread. We did that again this year, and then I got a phone call. The thread says, sign on thread right away. So I argued a little bit, but I knew I wasn't going to win that one. So we pulled, as far as I know, all but one. There is one, don't tell anybody, right across the this isn't a 10th game. Anyway, so this is one thing you can help. We've got the yard signs to be pulled here today. So if you have a good place right in your yard, you might not want to try somebody else's yard without but so I want to put the signs back out, or as many of them as we can. Being aware you can't put them on thread right away. There's a long backstory there everybody wants to know. You know, but if your yard is in a, when you think it's a good place for people to see them, what we want them to do is using QR codes so they can go sign up on Run Signup. Remember, runsignup.com, and we can get the word out that way. So, you have a board meeting, we've got signs and cards right here. So help out that way. That could be a big help. Just as a preview, between now and next week, I'm working on volunteer sign-ups and assignments and things like that. So hopefully before next Wednesday, but it might not be next week, then you'll hear from me on volunteer sign-ups for those who have said they want to volunteer. If you haven't, they have to be told. What else? Harold wants to talk briefly about sponsorship.
We also have postings. If you have a place where you put a poster inside your house, a place of work where you think people who might want to run, see it, they're over on the table, your meeting. We've got sponsorship packets as well. They're over there also. Please take one. Makes a monumental difference. Now I'm gonna jump subjects for just 1 second, and I'll throw the $100 in a minute. We had another blood drive for this quarter over at Coleman Center, and we had 25 donors that the high school had so far. So anyone who gave blood, thank you so much, and kudos to the Red Cross and Holly who were setting that up and everything. That was but runners, we're, it's August 21st?
1 month away.
1 month away. So we'll, I guess 4 weeks from Saturday, we'll be having a 5K. Again, last year we did fabulous. It's been awesome to be able to come last year.
Let me add the sponsorship theme idea. Obviously, sponsorships are very important to us in terms of dollars. They're also important to us in terms of participants. So a sponsor is going to sponsor participants, whether it's 5 or 50. And that's very important for me to know, because we want those participants to go to Run Sign Up. Sign up pays $0 because the sponsor is paid. And I get shirt sizes, which I need by September 1st, which is not 4 weeks away. So if you are contemplating being a sponsor, you know a sponsor, sign up to be a sponsor and get people, kids, adults, whatever, to go to Run Sign Up and sign up. They have a free code and they don't have to pay. Okay? And I'm here to answer questions and give away signs. Thank you.
Thank you. Scott. Okay, so a few minutes to dollars. Share their good news or about the community event.
Okay, I got $3 here, one for, again, you heard Lisa in the back, she, because of Mr. Nix, Trish brought it up a couple times, the great, the healthcare we have here available, really paid off big. Ms. Carter, late at night up there as well. Another one is for our daughter, she's on a 4-month journey to figure stuff out for Europe. So she's in Croatia, Bosnia, she's doing it all in a backpack there. For a 27-year-old, I can't believe she gets all her stuff in. And my last one for our youngest, he just got his first promotion in the Navy to kill a tree.
Next, last reminder about the Boy Scout dinner next Thursday night. Tables are still available. For those of you who don't already have a space, Rotary has a sponsor, and we have 4 seats available at the Rotary table. So if you will let Connie or me know, we'll be sure to fit you down.
Speaking of scouts, I'm really excited to have some guests and prospective members. So Kendra, introduced earlier, is our executive for the region, providing great leadership for a really strong organization. Dr. Hazel is so much excitement about her being. Mr. Q. So, everyone, you know, so Marianne and Sharon, they probably been here more times the Rotary than some of our members. So I think it's time to just send it in. Really.
Well, I'm happy, dollars. But I have a question for Brent is Dr. Hinkle and Sister Hinkle, is there any?
But we haven't seen Sister Hazel's conference yet, so.
I had a chance to, connect Keith, Sherman, that y'all knows, a member with, Creative Content Hope Givers, and we flew in Michael, the librarian from San Francisco, to talk about and do a documentary. We're filming all day today at the library on literacy. And they'll be there till 2:30, and we're hopeful that Hope Givers Creative Content, this is, and all the meetings, so perhaps a third. Also very, very pleased to be able to talk about literacy, given all the community efforts. Thank you all. It's a happy day.
Thank you. It's so exciting to see and hear all the great things that are going on in our community. At this time, I'd like to ask Steve both if he would come and introduce our program. Steve.
All right. So, get ready to be a Rotary, and it's a privilege that I have to introduce our speaker today, and somebody I guess I probably know longer than I've known anybody in this room. Don't remember exactly if I met Sheriff in Annie Green's art class, Mr. Jones pre-art class, but I do remember in 7th grade. And she had the opportunity for us to be my minister for about 30 or so years, so real pleased to have her. And she has had a lot of prep time. She found out that she was doing there someone between 18 and 20 hours ago. Found out that scheduled speaker was unable to be here today, so really appreciate her doing it. And oftentimes when you programs like these, the speaker interviews, they this person needs no introduction. And that's probably the case here today. Sharon is very familiar. I was able to, at least most of us in the room, but she does deserve a introduction. I'm going to do Sharon is a local Turk County girl, born and raised here in Turk County. Attended the University of West Georgia with a degree in marketing. She's been on the staff of United Way for about 30 years. took over as president in 2022. Started volunteering for United Way, actually right out of college. It's been kind of a lifelong passion that she has had to serve our community through the agencies that are involved in the United Way. And we're real blessed to have her in that capacity there, so we're pleased to do that. Personally, she has 4 grown children that are kind of pride and joy of her life. And so with that, let's welcome children today.
So we actually had a truce, that he didn't say anything bad about me, I wouldn't say anything bad about him from 7th grade. I'd like to, first of all, thank you so much for letting me be here with such, votes. But, I consider it a privilege and a joy to be here to present today. And, I'm just gonna do a brief little lesson. Who we are and what we do with United Way, just to start out with presentation. So at United Way, we believe that everyone deserves an opportunity to thrive, and that's what we work for in our communities. We partner with neighbors, businesses, government, to try to make it better for our community to have transformational change in the West Georgia area. From strengthening local resilience, healthy opportunities, youth opportunity, and financial stability are the areas that we focus on. And we work for everyone to be able to reach their full potential. So a little bit about how United Way started. It actually started in Denver, Colorado in 1887. And luckily, we started here in 1957. So we're about 67 years old. There are about 1,100 United Ways across the world, global, working in all countries, and there are about 30 United Ways across the state of Georgia. So we're all independent 501c3 organizations, and we all have our local boards. I actually have several board members here with us today. And we have staff locally so that we can work on problems in our own areas. We identify what our struggles are, and we work towards solving those issues, making those issues less pertinent in our communities. So our funds are raised locally, and the great part about United Way is those funds stay. That is what I really love about United Way. So our United Way is United Way of West Georgia. We cover Heard and Meriwether counties. Like I said, there are over 30 across the state of Georgia, but as a state organization, we realized that as we work together, we could have a greater impact. Policy and just being able to come together as a larger group. So one thing that we did together is signed on with United for Alice. And this actually just is a research model and a study of financial hardship. This started at a United Way in New Jersey. And they started studying their population and demographics of their counties. And they realized that there was a large population of people that they were not having, that they were missing. And this they refer to as a silent population. So I would like to introduce you to ALICE. ALICE stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employee. So this is a growing number of households across our country. A lot of these people are working 2 and 3 jobs. They make above the poverty level, but not enough to survive in today's economy. Working essential jobs, we found out during COVID how essential those people were. A lot of those were working restaurants, healthcare workers. While we were hunkering down, they were still out there working hard. ALICE spans all races, ages, ethnicities, and abilities. Households of color are disproportionately ALICE. They also, we found that these families have a higher level of anxiety and depression and stress because they're just one disaster away from everything falling apart. So this research model came up with the household survival budget for an Alice person. And as you'll see, it's housing, childcare, food, transportation, technology, healthcare, taxes, and miscellaneous. As we know with technology, you said, well, is a cell phone really necessary? It is necessary in today's world. We all know that. Rarely do you see a home phone line. Kids have to have technology for school now. So this study came up with the minimum amount that a family would need to make to be able to survive. If you'll see on this graph, over to the far right, that is the federal poverty level. And then if you look at the next graph there, the green, that's what a family, in 2000, this is 2022, a family made, if we used a scenario of a four, 2 children, 2 working adults. And the next graph is what they would actually need to be able to survive in this situation. So you see, even with the tax credits that were during that time, childcare credits, that family still made way below what it really would take to survive in today's economy. So of the 4 million, this is just in the state of Georgia, there are over 4 million households, and 1.9 million people are below the ALICE threshold. And when we say the ALICE threshold, that includes people in poverty, and then there's people who are still making below what it would take to survive. That's a shocking amount of households. And as I said before, as you can see from the research, ALICE is everywhere. And kind of that anyone, all people, the hardest hit populations are Indigenous, Black and Hispanic people under the age of 25 and over the age of 65, and especially single parents. So I did a snapshot to show you Troup County, or the counties that we, I did not wake up with those 3 counties. So Troup County, as you can see, there are about 25,000, close to 26,000 households. 19% were in poverty, and this is data based on 2022, because they use the census, and it just takes that long to dissipate all this data. Poverty levels, 19%, ALICE, 33%, and 47% of our households make above the ALICE threshold. In Heard County, it's about the same. There's a few percentages off there. 50% make above the ALICE threshold, and 50% below that. In Meriwether County, 8,000 households, about 45% make above, the rest are below that level. So what we are trying to do with this is get this information out. It's United for ALICE is the website, and I actually put on the table there, you'll see a little business card, you put a QR code on there. If you're interested to look at more data, just use that QR code, it will take you to the website. This data breaks it down per county. It gives you so much information. If you'd like to see just all the details about households in our communities. You can also say, okay, well, I'm going to see what people are 3, 2 working adults and 1 child. What does that look like? What would your household survival budget be? You can put all this information in there, and it will give you those stats. This is just one example I wanted to show you of what you can pull from the data. So I just put in 100 counties with her, and it gave me a breakdown of the labor status in our area in 2022. So as you can see from this, almost 18% are retired, almost 25% are not in the labor force. 33% unemployed, part-time salary 4.1%, part-time hourly 11, full-time hourly 19, and 20% are full-time salary. And that was kind of shocking to me. I was like, I only have 20% of people who have a full-time salary position. And as we know, people who work hourly jobs are less likely to have benefits. Their pay is less likely to be stable because of cut hours or flexible schedules or schedules changing. So we know that someone in that situation is not going to have the stability that they need to survive. So, what comes next? Well, like I said on the slide, we have a lot of work to do. It's why we get up every morning and know that we need to continue working in our communities. So our goal as United Way of West Georgia is to continue pushing this information out. Because this is not just something that this is United Way Day. We want to push it out to the whole community. So if you're applying for a grant, or if you're working with families and you need to, some of this data, we want to push everyone to go to this website, go down to that county level, and even in some of the areas of the subdivisions, which is amazing. And so you can help us by pushing this out to everyone, and getting people just more familiar with the word Alice. It's even gotten a little, it's catching on, like Tripp will say something about Alice. I'm like, yeah. It's kind of catching on now, and so that's what we will continue to work towards. We just got our 2022 release in May, and then we will start getting a yearly update on this data. As United Way of West Georgia, we're going to be taking the data and looking at where we're working in the community and saying, okay, are we covering these Alice families like we need to? What do we need to do to change our focus so that we are helping these families? And then we will also look for continuous collaboration throughout the community with other agencies, other partners, so that we can continue using this and filling in those gaps. Another thing we'll be doing is looking at best practices, finding out other states, what are they doing, other different ways, how are they using this data? We were the 30th state to sign on with United for Alice. So when I was telling you about New Jersey, once they started working and using the data, the model everybody, other United Ways were like, wait a minute, what are you doing? How are you doing that? And so they ended up creating it for all states that want it. And so we signed on last year, and like I said, we were the 30th state, and so I imagine that the next couple of years, all the states will sign on with this model. So, any questions? And I will see if I can answer them for you. Anyone?
Thing that always comes up around people that category is the need for healthcare. What are we doing in that area in our community? Providing healthcare for the employed uninsured.
Well, there is True Cares that is available, but other than that, that is a very big issue. As far as United Way, we work, our agencies, a lot of them are working towards promoting healthier lifestyles. But as far as providing medical insurance, that's a big issue.
Sherry, one of the things I've always admired about United Way is a very low percentage administrative fees wise. Where are you right now as a percentage?
Well, right, so that's a loaded question, because we have, back in the, our highest raised dollars, the year we raised the most dollars was 1.5 million, and that's been that several years ago. Before 2008, we had companies moving out. We now have companies moving back in. But, so we've had the same amount of staff, and I will tell you, it's very large staff. It's me and one other person right now. And so that percentage, you know, depending on how much we raise, the percentage goes higher. Right now, we're around 24%. That's, you know, we would love for that to be lower. The more money we raise, the lower that will become. But we're on the upswing. We started, last year, our goal was $850,000, and we're now at $940. We're very excited that last year we made our goal. It's been a while. I said we're very excited about that. And we are kicking off our campaign in September. And we appreciate every year y'all supporting us and coming to our kickoff and meeting. I really encourage you to come. It's going to be a very fun event. We have 4 individuals in the community that are going to be our campaign team. I will tell you. So Kane Bradfield with Clockwork Performance and Chief Willie Bradfield. He is the police chief. I say it every time. He's the fire chief. And they're actually brothers, which I didn't know. And then Heather Graham, who is an attorney. And then Nicole Kennedy, who is in the school board. And Nicole is actually going to kind of be our Alice ambassador this year because she works so closely with families. She knows where those gaps are and what those needs are. And so she's kind of taken the Alice website and she's starting to dig into it some. And she's going to make a presentation at a brief presentation at the kickoff, talking about Alice families and what they're struggling with in the community. You know, and we had our coordinator training yesterday, and she said, you know, some of them, probably all of us at one point in our lives, could have been Alice, either from a divorce, passing of a spouse, or just any circumstances where you weren't making enough to survive. And so she is great. It's going to be a really great presentation. So I hope all of you will come. And it will be September the 18th. And it's at 11:45 at Delta. And so we really appreciate y'all support.
So, quick question. So, just outside looking in, it seems like 20 years ago, your job was easier. So there was kind of a corporate mindset that this is just what you do. You support United Way, you invite them in. And something shifted at something. I don't think you all shifted. I think the corporation shifted. So I guess I can't be independent here, but what the new companies that have come, how open are they to United Way campaigns?
So first of all, because I've been here so long, you're exactly right. I remember the days where we would go in and make a presentation, and literally they would close the manufacturing line down. And everybody would come and listen and talk, and I would talk to make a presentation. Well, that's not the case anymore, as we all know. And so when you said things have changed, I think maybe things changed and we didn't. And so now we're having to rethink. And United Way as a whole has actually realized, whoa, we have sat here and kind of just left our little model the way it was for a very long time. And that's not working. So we've made a lot of progress this past year, going into our, which we now was allocations, we now call community investment. And we put all that online, you know, technologically, usually nonprofits are lagging behind in those areas. But we're really making a lot of effort to get us up to date in those kinds of things. And we're also really reaching out and trying to find out the best way to communicate with our donors. Because when we used to be right in their face and talking to them, answering questions and they had concerns, and a lot of times we don't have that. But we are making progress. Last year we went to Kia and spent basically all day with all their leadership teams came in, and we were able to present to them and answer questions and talk with them. Eddie Lady he does a fantastic job at Transit. And so he's growing his campaign there, and we hope to expand to the other suppliers as well. And that's another area that we're working on, is to get into some of the new businesses that have come to town. So get me in the door, I would love for you to. About Day of Caring. Okay, so, Day of Caring is every year we set aside one day where we try to recruit as many volunteers across the community to come in and do some actual hands-on work. It's one of the best things we do, I think, because sometimes it's those employees that don't get to see us, but their company will send a team and say, okay, you can go spend the day working in the community. Last year, last year we went to West Point and the Murphy area with Salvation Army had some food boxes left over there. We had a tornado. Devastation for a lot of people. So on that day, we got the leftover Salvation Army boxes and sent teams out to take those with those families that were still there. We also, the Jungle Bus, which was our bookmobile bus, we have a team that cleans that day. We worked at Nate Smith, which Callaway Foundation is a fantastic playground here. They're so proud of it. There's a chance if you get over there. It's a fun job there. But we built the wool, they did the wool fence to go around their air conditioning unit. So we just spend the day doing projects. The first year we did, we worked in county. It needed some mulching and trimming. So we'll work with the city, and we just all got out there. Just a great day, team building and just doing that. It's October 24th. I don't count.
You know, I think that United Way does such a wonderful job of supporting the community, without a doubt. Is there such a thing as a United Way Day that you bring all of the people that you support? For example, right now the LaGrange Housing Authority is ready to take 180 children free childcare. You know, basically, they're going to be doing the study with brain jogging and happy numbers. What an opportunity for exactly this group of kids, and to have that free childcare. So, but it's difficult to get that information out. Very difficult. We'll be talking to our superintendent soon, I'm sure. So she can spread the word. But do you have such a thing as a United Way Day for all of the different entities that you support, who can come together, say at the mall or whatever, and say, this is what's available to you, community?
We do not have one right now. We had the chili cook-off for 20-something years, and that was the purpose of the chili cook-off. All the agencies were represented, and interacting with families. So that's one thing. Now for the community, like we have the kickoff, we try to have as many people as we can there. We introduce the agencies, they get to talk to them and know who their directors are. We are certainly open to anything. You know, True Family Connection has Family Expo. A lot of our agencies participate in that, and we're open to anything. Our agencies will go anywhere and do anything. So I mean, we can certainly work on that.
Does United Way bring support with Grange Housing Authority?
No, we are not. They are not one of our partner agencies in the sense of funding. I mean, Josh and I will partner on anything, but we're right now we're not. Now, when but yeah, we were partnering there for a while, but then things changed.
When she brought it up, I assumed that we got associated.
Right. Okay. So, yes.
I think that a bunch of us are familiar with the partner agencies that you talked about. Do you have a sense of what percent of your budget goes towards those partner agencies and what percent goes towards individual families? Do you break it down that way?
We do on our budgets. I wouldn't have that right in front of me right now. But yes, when our agencies apply for funding, which is on a yearly basis. They provide all that information for us. And the past few years, we have not made our goal. And so that made it more difficult to take on new agencies or to expand anything that we were doing. We are very excited that we're hoping we'll be able to open that up next year, and to do some new and creative things, because our campaign is healthier, and we're hoping that this year, all of you will support us, we'll be able to expand more. But if you want to know anything, call me. I got all the statistics at my office.
Several of us were able to donor advised fund training on Monday. And some of the nonprofits here. I noticed we have a number of financial advisors. Does the United Way take donor advised funds? Do you have capacity to do that?
Yes, that is one area where we have not, now we do have some people that do that. That's an area where we need to grow, and I'm trying to do that area, yes. But we have a lot of leadership givers. We consider leadership giving $500 or above. And so we do have a lot of leadership givers, but we need to focus more on youth.
Last morning questions. Sharon, thank you so much. We will be making a donation to Polio Plus, which is Rotary's initiative to eliminate polio worldwide, in your honor for speaking today. And I will just add, we are so fortunate to have Sharon and our team, Sharon and Barbara, at United Way, working with us here in our community. And we really do appreciate the great partnerships that you have with businesses and companies and our local agencies. So thank you so much. We appreciate you very much for stepping in at the last minute. And we look forward to having you at the members' night. Just a couple of announcements before we end today. Upcoming programs, and just be flexible, make a change. August 28th, we have Brigadier General Pete Jones with the National Infantry Museum. September 4th, we have Maddie Cook with Camp Southern Brown. September 11th, we have Ricky Young, who is the Executive Director of the National Armor and Cavalry Foundation. And September 18th, we will all be joining Sharon at the United Way kickoff. So we will not meet here on the 18th. We'll meet at Delamont for the kickoff. So we look forward to supporting you in that way as well. And I think that's all that we have. Again, welcome to our visitors. We look forward to having you join us again soon. And don't forget, we have a board meeting afterwards. See Steve and John for signs. Scott, not Steve. Scott and John for signs. Don't forget to sign up for the race. And we look forward to seeing you all next week. We are adjourned.
Thank you.